The discovery of alleged mass graves in Kericho has ripped open a national wound, reigniting the trauma of unresolved killings. It is a bleeding scar that offers no closure, leaving behind the haunting questions of who these people were and whose hands snuffed out their lives. Human rights defenders are now pointing an accusing finger at the security apparatus, citing a pattern of reported complicity in these recurring atrocities. From the bodies infamously dumped at Kware in Embakasi to the sack-bound remains in Rivayala and the hundreds lost in Shakahola, the script remains the same, where the truth is blocked by a wall of silence. NTV's Laban Shaban reports on the system that seems to always respond to the search for answers with a labyrinth of delays, leaving families with nothing but the weight of their grief.
In Kericho, attention has turned to the Makaburini Public Cemetery, where over 10 bodies were reportedly buried in clusters. The discovery raises urgent questions about the identities of the victims, the circumstances of their deaths, and questions why the authorities have yet to release clear public information.
It's indeed extremely unfortunate that Kenyans today are waking up to this kind of information.
Human rights defenders insist that Kericho's grim discovery is not an isolated case, but part of a pattern seen across the country, briefly capturing attention before fading into silence, leaving families with unanswered questions and deepening fear. According to Vocal Africa Chief Executive Officer Hussein Khalid, dozens of bodies were quietly interred recently, pointing not to a single occurrence, but to a sustained organized practice, demanding far deeper scrutiny.
We are investigating that, and we would like to know whether that is correct. And if it is true, then we also will demand the exhumation of these other grave sites so that we can then understand what is happening.
Yet this is a similar story. It's not the first time that bodies have been discovered dumped or buried in clusters, followed by public suspicion of police complicity and police denial, before the ensuing investigation disappearing into thin air with no conclusive report. In Nairobi's Kware, investigators retrieved at least 9 bodies in July 2024 from an abandoned quarry near Mukuru Kwanjenga. Additional remains and body parts documented during continued searches suggest the toll may be higher. Arrests were made, including that of Kalusha Jumaisi, the prime suspect, who inexplicably escaped custody, leaving families to contend with years of unanswered questions.
Security agencies are failing. The sanctity of life, has totally lost a value in our country. Bodies are appearing left, right, and center, and not one or two.
Along Rivayala in the county of Siaya, more than 30 bodies were retrieved between 2021 and 2022, many wrapped in sacks and some showing signs of violence. Forensic teams conducted post-mortem examinations and DNA sampling, but no comprehensive public report has clarified the total victims, causes of death, or who may be responsible.
Under your tenure, there were reports of extrajudicial killings, the discovery of bodies in Rivayala. Is there any responsibility that you personally accept?
No, because if anybody is in doubt or does not trust the work of the DCI, let us have a public inquest. I'm willing to go there tomorrow myself, and anyone else who was involved. And I hope even all members of the National Security Council that I served with, so that every one of us says what they know. Because when you go before that inquest, you will say what you know.
The issue of mass graves or mass number of bodies is something that is now unfortunately becoming the order of the day in Kenya.
In Shakahola Forest, Kilifi County, investigators uncovered over 400 bodies in 2023, linked to a suspected doomsday cult. Arrests have been made, prosecutions are ongoing, and while full responsibility is yet to be legally determined, the case highlights both the scale of mass deaths and the potential for accountability when authorities act.
This is something that the country must speak out as a national crisis.
For families, these are lived realities, marked by unanswered calls and empty spaces at home. Until everybody is identified and every question answered, these quiet and settled patches of land will remain more than sites of discovery. They will remain evidence. Laban Shaban, NTV.